We are live on Zoom and on Facebook, so welcome everyone to this program,
Okay.
this blockchain acceleration program. So Chijam is your uncle. So Chijam's it's like you have a guest today.
Yes, I have a guest today, Mr. Bob. I'm trying to get across to him right now, so that he can join us immediately. So here is my screen. On the screen, you are seeing um, businesses that can be run on the Algorand blockchain. So you can see that. Please help me type Algorand on the chat box. Type Algorand. Algorand. So I know that you are with me. Okay. Algorand, Algorand. All right. Okay, so I'm an Algorand ambassador, and also Bob is an Algorand dev ambassador. Last week, you guys remember our talk last week? Last week, we talked about building smart contracts using the ASA Algorand standardized assets to build smart contracts on Algorand. And Bob was here with us. He was able to help us. All right, Bob is here already. He was able to help us show us how to create standardized assets on the Algorand blockchain, how to create a token, how to create a wallet, and stuff like that. All right. So today we're going to talk about businesses that can be run on the Algorand blockchain. So I'm trying to give you an example, a rundown of things that you can do on the Algorand blockchain. So if you are with me, please type "Let's go." Let's go on the chat box. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Bomb. Welcome to the chat. We have you right here. It's an amazing time to have you. Thank you so much for coming around. We are really grateful. All right. It's time. So let's go. First off, I would love to give you a rundown of what Agorand is. Agorand is a technology company, right, that is built and that has built and developed the world first open permissionless proof of stake blockchain protocol. Remember in our last class, I showed you guys what proof of stake means, right? Now, Agorand has built a pure proof of stake blockchain protocol that does not need forking. I remember I also taught you guys what forking means. Like if you want to make a change to a blockchain, remember that blockchain is immutable. So because of the immutability of blockchain, for you to make any change, you have to copy out the entire blockchain and build another blockchain on top of it. So with Algorand, you don't need to fork to change the consensus algorithm of the blockchain. All right. Now, Agorand provides security, scalability, and decentralization that is needed for today's economy. We all know that from the time that the first blockchain, which is Bitcoin, came around till now, there are certain economical needs that people have. And of course, Agorand is bringing such solutions to the problems. All right. Next, there are four basic protocols on the Algorand blockchain. We have the smart contract, which allows people to build, which enables DeFi solutions and dApps that can scale to billions of users, and of course, that can run tens of thousands of transactions, tens of millions of transactions daily with less transaction fee. See, the beauty of Algorand blockchain is that you can do a whole lot of transactions and at a minimum amount. One transaction on the Agorand blockchain costs a millionth algo, like very amazing. So you can run as many transactions as possible on the Algorand blockchain. That's what the Algorand smart contracts affords you the opportunity to do. Secondly, we have the ASA. ASA is what we call the Algorand standardized token. Please, guys, can you hear me? I think I'm having some network issues. Please, if you can hear me, please type "I can hear," or you type Algorand. Algorand. Okay, so I really had some network disconnectivity. I just rectified it right now. So thank you so much, guys. So I was saying ASA is what we call Algorand standardized assets, right? Now, Agorand standardized assets allows you to build any type of assets on the Agorand blockchain on using layer one mechanisms. Now, this is so amazing that it allows you to build what we call fungible tokens, non-fungible tokens, restricted fungible tokens, non-restricted fungible tokens, and so on and so forth. I'm going to be explaining this in our subsequent training, but I just wanted you to understand the Agorand protocol. The next is atomic transfers. Guys, it takes less than 1 second to transfer all right. I was actually cut off. Sorry about that. I was cut off from my network. Can you guys hear me now? Please, if you can hear me, please respond. I would love to hear from you if you can hear me. All right, someone is raising up their hand. Okay. So I was talking about atomic transfers, how the Algorand allows you to do multiple transactions. What I'm trying to explain to you guys here is that whatever business you are trying to run, as long as your business is for the international community and can be intertwined with technological apparatuses, Algorand is the best platform for you to build. If you understood this, you are good to go. All right. Now, Agorand has brought up what we call frictionless finance, right? So Agorand is building solutions for DeFi. DeFi is a term for decentralized finance, allowing different set of people to own their own financial ecosystems, right? Instead of banks and financial institutions to be the custodians of finances, DeFi is actually a solution that allows people, individuals, to have their own decentralized peer-to-peer financial system. I'll explain that. So let's say Bob and I, we want to have our own personal financial digital asset, and then we come together and we're like, okay, so we don't want to be saving money in the bank, right? We want to be saving money inside Colo. How many of you know what Colo is? all right. So once the money inside Colo is a kind of decentralized ecosystem. So two of us are the owners of the Colo, right? Everybody comes around and puts money inside you. At the end of the day, at the end of the contract, we come and share the money, right? Now, that is what Algorand is building in a technological way, right? There are a whole lot of DeFi platforms and DeFi solutions that are coming up, but Agorand is now building a platform that can incubate all decentralized finance ecosystems. Please, if you can hear me, please type finance. Finance. All right, good. Okay, good. So, and the good part of it is that you don't need to go into second layer, third layer, fourth layer building before you can access this frictionless finance that is built on Agorand. You can do that on layer one. You can build different apps. You can build apps, different dApps, different platforms on Agorand, and it can work as fast as possible, and it is also as secured as possible. All right, that's Agorand and frictionless finance. And then, all right, so I have to bring this up here again because I know a lot of people are trying to build blockchain solutions on Agorand, and of course, they would want to know. I got a question last time. Someone was asking, if I can explain more on the Agorand Foundation grant category. So I have to bring this up right here. So if the business you're trying to build is something related to these 4 categories, Agorand Foundation has a grant proposal for you. In fact, we have a 250 million Algo Grant Foundation for you. Okay, number 1, research proposals. So if you want to do a research, for instance, there are several, in fact, okay, let me give you an example. Nigeria is a country that has so many problems, right? If you can research into the solution to any of the problems in Nigeria that you can utilize blockchain technology to solve. For instance, the issue of plagiarism, right? We are ranking the highest in academic plagiarism in the world because we don't have secure systems that can allow people to cite articles and find research materials. So if you can find solution on blockchain whereby you can use blockchain to solve the problem of plagiarism, and you can build that on the Agorand blockchain. We have a research funding available on Agorand for you, right? Next is development tools and infrastructure. This is basically for developers, right? If you can build up tools, React, JavaScript, Python, Teal, Clarity. If you can build up tools that can allow other people to do better things easier and faster. Remember, the whole idea is to help human beings interact and transact in a faster way. Okay, so if you can help people do things easier and faster, you will be able to sorry about that, you'll be able to get financial grants from Algorand. All right, now the next is applications and use cases. Someone is raising up their hand. If you have a question, please post the question on the chat box. I'll respond to your question. Okay, so I won't have issues in my connectivity. Okay. All right. Okay. So the next is applications and use cases, right? We have, if you have a project, right? If you have a project, you want to fund something, you're having an issue and stuff like that, you know. Sorry, you have a project, a project that you can deploy and can solve a real world issue. For instance, I'm giving you an example right now. There is a big problem with logistics since the COVID-19 came out. Since COVID-19 came around, people have been having issues with logistics and movement, right? So if you are able to create a solution around any real world use case on the blockchain technology, guys, I want you to, after this event, after this conference, start thinking of solutions that can be brought to real world situations and you can build on the blockchain. All right, start thinking about those things. You'll be able to build on Algorand blockchain. You have a funding application availability for you. All right, then the last is education and community. Of course, people do not know about blockchain, right? We are in a third world country whereby whenever you talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain, the first thing that goes into people's mind is MMM, right? You know, Ponzi schemes and stuff there. So if you are able to come up with good educational infrastructure that would enable people learn more about how they can utilize blockchain, Agorand blockchain in their daily lives, right? How they can grow, how they can scale their businesses, how they can scale their academics, how they can do things around, you know, normal peer-to-peer systems. You are able to bring up educational projects that can help develop the communities. Agorand Foundation has a grant available for you. All you need to do is draft out a proposal, right? Draft out a proposal, and you, someone is raising up their hand. If you have a question, please ask your question on the chat box, all right? So that we won't get disoriented, okay? All right, so as I was saying, Agorand Foundation has a grant available for you. All you need to do is draft out the proposal. If you have an issue with draft the proposal, you can chat me up and I'll give you a heads up on how you can get that ready. Okay. So aside that, so now let's go proper into several businesses that you can start up on the blockchain using Agorand blockchain. Number one is gaming. right? Like I said here, the gaming industry is a huge industry, right? The potentials, the goal, the growth index, and everything about the gaming industry is so huge, right? And of course, leveraging on the Agorand blockchain, you have access to build a platform that can allow billions and millions of people to okay, that can allow millions of people to play games on the blockchain, and of course earn, right? So if you have a gaming infrastructure in mind, you want to build on the blockchain, Algorand is one of the best blockchain platform for you to do that. There are several examples of gaming infrastructures on already on the Algorand blockchain. For example, World Chess is a centralized blockchain game that allows people from different areas of the world to play chess and earn cryptocurrency tokens. Another one is Reach. So as you can already see, people are already building games on Algorand. So it can be something it can be something nationwide. You can build a digital world, right? You can build Ludo. You can build Sure, you can build several games probably that can be African oriented, that can have global adoption and stuff like that on the blockchain using Algorand. Okay, so that's that for that. Okay, I want to bring in my partner, Mr. Bob, so that he can give us more examples of other businesses. You can build on Algorand. There are no limits to what you can build on Agorand, but I would love him to talk more about this before I'll continue. So, Mr. Bob, you are open, sir.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you, Chijamz, and thank you everyone. Appreciate your time. Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. We can hear you clearly.
Okay, all right. All right, quick one. I will quickly make reference to Agorand once again. Agorand is very, there's so much interesting things to do about on Agorand. Agorand is a blockchain technology and like a blockchain as a as a service. So and is also a smart contract platform, just like an Ethereum platform where you can write and deploy, smart contracts to manage your businesses and a lot of things that you need to do or ideas you need to deploy. So there are a lot of things you can do on Agorand if you go to the page. So one example of use cases on Agorand, which I also like very much, is a decentralized exchanges. Just like every other exchanges, you can build a decentralized exchange on Agorand, and be rest assured that it's going to scale better than every other exchange you are seeing out there, because there are some fictions on Agorand, like because deploying an exchange on Agorand is like writing a smart contract, and the Agorand smart contract lives in the layer one. And what do we mean by layer one? When you're talking about layer one is actually the protocol level of Agorand. That means it is the inner part, the most secure part of the blockchain. So that is where you deploy your smart contract, and you be rest assured that it's safe there. It's run exactly as it is. So example of businesses you can build, things you can do on Agorand is decentralized exchange. You can do something like cross-chain atomic transfers, and in fact a lot of financial tools that you can build on Agorand. Excuse me. Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, all right. So you can do many things on Agorand. Also, you can create, like Chijamz mentioned, you can do something like a gaming. You can create a games on Agorand, and you can create assets for your businesses. Like you want to reward your customers, you want to create something different and for your business to thrive, in the face of competition. So you just do something different. You can deploy that on Agorand too. You can do a lot of sophisticated, build applications, decentralized applications, that can stay scale better than even what you see on Ethereum blockchain. So and there's this I want to mention. I just forgot right now. That this one of my friend is actually planning to deploy on Agorand. Is trying to look for a way where he can create a smart contract that because in every day of our life we do what we call buy and selling, and we do buy, you will sell, and basically it's about transactions. You are transacting. So when you buy something, you want to pay money, and sometimes like this there are kind of barriers in transaction which make things to run smoothly, and that is why Agorand is bringing what we call frictionless finance. That means they want your financial activities to run without blockage, to run smoothly. So when there is a middleman between a buyer and the seller, you understand, so there'll be a problem in the sense that the transaction time will be slowed down, just like we have in the previous transaction. Because I actually wrote an article sometimes ago about how you can solve, a POS, a point of sales, issues with Agorand smart contract and Agorand assets. So actually, in that articles, I mentioned that you can use what we call CBDC asset. That means central bank digital currency can actually be used to solve a POS transaction issue, where, for example, where we have like you want to make a POS intersettlement issue, where the bank want to clear settlement from another bank. So sometimes the transaction time is always the problem, because now I could see that sometimes ago the banks were trying to cushion that problem, where there was a delay in the back end. Yes, there was a delay in the back end in the sense that the approval time is the problem. So that approval time now makes, POS is very common and very famous in our society, that you can walk to any POS and make your transaction. But now the level of adoption is going down gradually because of the time lags. So now, if you bring something like this to blockchain, when we have a backend, a chain, a kind of a system that can reduce the timing, that can undo this settlement problem for us, then we are just a step away from making a huge success. So these are the ways I think you can actually build things, interesting things on Agorand. The technology is very interesting and fascinating. So you just have to take your time and explore it and come up with ideas and great things you can do on Agorand. Even as a developer, you can create, because anything you want to create, you need a developer. The developer is the one that creates all these things. Even as a developer, you can have some ideas, personal projects you want to do, you want to build. You explore Agorand, go onto the developer side, see what you can do, acquaint yourself, with the technology, and do something great. Thank you. Hello.
Yes. Thank you so much. You really hit the nail on the head. So, guys, the major thing here is having an idea, right? Pastor Sam said, Pastor Adeyemi said, ideas rule the world. What idea will you have that you can deploy on the blockchain to be able to become a business for you in the future, right? There are a whole lot of things. There is decentralized data sharing. Bob shared with us how that he loves the idea of decentralized exchanges being built on Agorand blockchain. He also shared with us the idea of having a POS solution built on the blockchain. Example of decentralized data sharing is OTOY and Fondazion. Those are already built platforms on Algorand blockchain. There is also digital assets. You can decide to digitize your assets. So let's say you sell gold watches, you sell you sell a whole lot of commodities, articles of ostentations. You can decide to build a blockchain project whereby your works are digitized, right? Example of people that are already doing this is Meld Gold. Meld Gold is a blockchain platform that digitizes gold and other precious metals. right? Another one is decentralized finance. We cannot stop talking about DeFi. DeFi is one of the most important use cases in the blockchain technology right now. It's actually the balls of the blockchain, and it's amazing that Algorand blockchain has come up with an inclusive solution for all DeFi platforms. So all DeFi platforms can be inherent and built on the blockchain. Imagine being part of this growing incubation. Like, it's really amazing. Okay, so guys, this is where we're going to end today's section. It's time for questions. If you have any question, I would love to hear your question right now, guys. I would love to hear from you. Okay. So if you have a question, please shoot your questions. I'm here to get your questions, and I will respond to all of them. If I'm unable to respond to them, my friend Bob here would respond to you guys. All right. Okay, someone is raising their hand.
Hello. So may I just ask something?
Okay, yeah, you're free to ask.
Okay, all right. Actually, there's something I actually missed. I wanted to ask because like we have in financial institutions, like in banks and other, like commercial, sectors. There are a lot of interesting as in things that they have not really uncovered. I mean, the potentials of blockchain that they really need to.
So your line is breaking. We can't hear you. Guys, can you hear him? Can you hear him? Okay, so while the questions are going on, we're having a giveaway for the first 10 people. Mr. Lee, you would help us share the link to the people on Facebook group, our Facebook community, because it's just for the first 10 people, right?
Blockchain, I really love.
Mr. Bob.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I think I was out. My network actually went off right now. I just came online.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say right now. Thank you.
No, we couldn't hear you. We didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, you didn't hear everything I said?
Anything at all. We didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, wow. So what I was trying to say is that we can do even in our financial sector. Yes, where we have banks, mortgage banks, and of commercial, I see some banks where they for I see customer, your customer. So all the things, you put them on the blockchain. We have we have Flex Fix. That's one of the projects on the Agorand blockchain. Flex Fix, I think Flex Fix or Flex Fix or something like that. Yes, sir. Actually about decentralized identity, where you have your identity on blockchain, where you can be verified and that's all you see there. You can just go there and change it, and it's very interesting. So I'm just trying to add that there's a lot to do with blockchain. We just need to educate you. Hello.
Okay, so if I got you correctly, you were saying how that there are other businesses that could be launched on Algorand blockchain, something like decentralized identity, right? Whereby everybody can have their own special identity on the blockchain, something like that. So while you were talking, I was sharing the giveaway form on the chat box. I was sharing the giveaway form on the chat box. So for the first 10 people to fill it, would share with them some algo. Yeah, we share with them some algo. So guys, do you have any other question? I think if you have any question, please, it's time for you to ask a question now. I got some people that were raising up their hands before now. Okay. Eyakeno is raising up his hand. Okay, so Eyakeno, I'm unable to unmute you right now. I'm unable to unmute you, but I would want you to ask your question on the chat box. Okay. If you can. Okay, so I should reshare the form. Okay. So I just did right now. Okay, I just reshared the form right now. All right. So if you have a question, please ask the question right now. So ask your question before we go. Yeah. Okay. I don't think any other person has a question. If you do, probably if you have a question after now, you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, or you can reach out to Bob on WhatsApp. So okay guys, so this is where we're going to end today's section. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things today. Overall, okay, Charles Okon is saying he has filled it. All right. So amazing. There are several things that you can do on the Agorand blockchain. Okay. Somebody's asking about the DeFi. Blessing. Okay. Can it be explained better? All right. Charles, for the Agorand wallet, just download on Play Store, Google Play Store, Agorand wallet on Google Play Store. On you're using iOS, just go to App Store, you'll see it and download, and then let me know when you do that. If you're having any issues, you can get to me. I would help you solve your issues. Or Bob is already here too. So, Blessing is saying about the DeFi. Can it be explained better? All right. So, DeFi is the word for decentralized finance, right? Now, Bob, do you want to take that question?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, all right. I think the word decentralized finance is self-explanatory, and what it means to decentralized activities works. We're trying to take that central point of control from the what they call them, these people that the monopolies, you understand? Then we'll spread the control among the participants. That is what it means, in the sense that you don't need anybody's trust. You don't need another person's trust to be able to make a transaction. You don't need somebody's trust to be able to transact with another party. You just have to take control of that thing yourself, and the contract handles it. Then also, we have a bank, for instance. A bank is the one that is in custody of your money, that manages your money. So in the decentralized world, you do not have a bank. In fact, you are your bank. Your phone is your bank. Your wallet is your bank. It says that you have your funds in your account, and you do what you like with it at any time. What only handles that is the protocol, is the smart contract that handles everything. If you want to take a loan, for instance, you don't have to go to some rigorous process of collateral and all that. If you go on blockchain, we have what we call decentralized loans and draft and all that, but you can take loan within a blink of an eye without you having to go to bank and do a kind of so stressful and processes and all that. So that is an example of decentralized finance. So I think you understand now.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. I think she has already replied. Okay, no, not her. Vicky. Okay, yeah. She understood very well. So, guys, I think I'm going to take one more question. If you have one more question, please ask. Mr. Isaac, please ask your question on the chat box. Ask your question on the chat box. I'm unable to unmute you so you can ask using voice. So please ask your question on the chat box. All right. Wow. Okay, guys. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming around today. It's really been an amazing time. Thank you so much, Mr. Bob. I hope you all have learned something about Algorand. And of course, we are inviting you to come and join our Algorand community. We are building a very massive Algorand community that there are several things that are happening on the blockchain technology that you guys need to be part of, right? And Agorand is the best place to start up with it, right? So, guys, thank you so much for coming around today. It's really been a pleasure to to have you all here. And on behalf of my partner, Mr. Bob, I am Chijamz, and I'm thanking you all for coming around today. So I'll see you guys in the next webinar. Before we go, I would want you to always remember that blockchain is here to stay. The earlier you join and start getting used to things that happen in the blockchain technology, the better for us all. So guys, till we meet again the next time.